Greetings everybody, welcome to another edition of the Midweek Update here on Rasslin with Redbeard. You'll notice starting this week that we're going to be doing a bit of a format change to the program. Previously I've been talking about as many news stories as possible. Well, now we're going to try and jam in just the top 5 stories of the week according to yours Beardly. So let's get going with the top 5 stories for this week, the week of August 12th, 2015. Number 5 story of the week this week is the announcement that there will be a Legends Fan Fest in 2016. That comes as a bit of a surprise to a lot of us because we had kind of been led to believe that the 2015 edition would be the final one. Nevertheless, it was announced during the event here about a week ago that there will be a Fan Fest in 2016, and there will also be a venue change. It will no longer be in Charlotte, North Carolina. It will be in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Promoter Greg Price seems to have gotten a bit of a penchant for Myrtle Beach here recently. You'll remember earlier in the year he ran a show there that was called Live from Myrtle Beach. And now it seems like he's going to be investing his promotional dollars into the Myrtle Beach area for Fan Fest. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. We do not have a venue announced yet. However, we do have the dates. It'll be March 4th through the 6th, 2016. So go ahead and mark your calendars. And if you're interested, you can go over to nwalegends.com and buy tickets for the event already on sale now. And the number 4 story of the week is that the WWE NXT Takeover event scheduled for the Barclays Center the day before WWE SummerSlam is officially sold out. 13,000 tickets sold, folks. That's a lot of butts in seats for what is the developmental program after all in WWE. There's a lot of star power in that system right now. A lot of people want to see Finn Balor, Kevin Owens, guys like that. It's only a matter of time before folks like Sami Zayn and Hideo Itami will be back around as well. So it's a good sign, seeing as how there was a lot of talk in the past year or so about NXT becoming a touring brand. I think that this is a good sign for that becoming an eventuality. We'll have to wait and see whether or not it does come to fruition, though, because that's a lot of money in terms of touring and whatnot. But still, when you can sell out a venue that's that big for a show like this, it's a good sign that people want your product and they want to spend money on your product. So we'll have to wait and see where that goes. But a lot of luck to everybody involved, though, and we'll hopefully see NXT in this part of the world soon. And the number 3 story of the week this week is that the Submission Sorority has gotten Rule 30 forward. The Submission Sorority was the name given to Paige, Becky Lynch, and Charlotte's stable as part of the Divas Revolution here in WWE. Unfortunately, it appears as though someone in the company didn't do their due diligence when it comes to Googling the name of a given property, because it turns out that Submission Sorority is also the name of a porn series produced by Bang Bros. I don't know where else to go with that other than to say what happened. It's one of those things that you should always look up for when you're doing any type of creative licensing these days, because people don't want to be associated with that sort of thing, obviously, when you're producing a PG product especially, but it's a crazy thing, and they're no longer going to be called the Submission Sorority, obviously, because of this. They've simply gone down to PCB, which some people have said is an awful lot like PCP, which is, of course, street slang for the drug angel dust. But I think there's a lot of ways you could take this, a lot of ways you could have a problem with it, but we'll just have to see how things go for them in the future with the naming and whatnot, because this is a weird turn of events for sure. But at least they picked it up pretty quickly before they started making t-shirts and whatnot with Submission Sorority on it. Can only see how quickly that would have gotten pulled down. And the number 2 story of the week is a fan attempted to cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase against Roman Reigns. Yes, that's as silly as it sounds. This happened during a house show in Vancouver, British Columbia over the weekend. They always have these rules that are broadcast before the live events that say don't throw things in the ring else you'll be ejected. Well, apparently this particular fan thought he was going to be able to get away with throwing his replica Money in the Bank briefcase into the ring at some point during the show. Apparently he bragged about the fact he was going to be doing it online. I think it was either a 4chan or a Reddit subreddit, that he made the claim that he was going to be doing it. But regardless, he tossed the briefcase into the ring, managed to hit Roman Reigns in the back of the head. And it looked as though from the pictures and video that have been pushed around that Reigns either was knocked loopy or he may have even been knocked out, because that's a full-size briefcase if it's a genuine replica from what they sell on WWEshop.com. Theirs are made of plastic, not metal, but still, you've got a hurling object that's coming at you full speed from 20 feet away. and that's a pretty hard lick there too. So it's a good thing that he was able to continue the match. He and Bray Wyatt were involved. Security, of course, attended to the fan very quickly, escorted him from the ringside area, and they have apparently seen fit to ban him from all future events as well. Don't have a problem with that whatsoever. If you do something that stupid, you deserve to be banned. It's just a crazy turn of events, but we're glad Roman Reigns is okay and that no one actually got seriously hurt in the incident. And the number one story of the week this week, of course, is remembering Roddy Piper. It goes without saying that we were pretty hard hit here at Rasslin with Redbeard when the news of this story broke, because we were actually on our way to Chester, South Carolina on the 31st of July for APW Chester. When the news broke, we heard it on the radio as we were driving to the show that night. Came down like a ton of bricks, to be honest with you. It was not a fun time to be on the road there at all, because Piper was a personal favorite of mine. A lot of people don't realize just how important Piper was in the grand scheme of things when it comes to the careers of guys like Hulk Hogan and whatnot, and how he, as the true villain that he was, became a perfect foil for so many of those competitors in that era. Piper, of course, was not just a professional wrestling icon, he was a pop culture icon. I couldn't tell you how many people in the past week have come up with memes and whatnot remembering him with the character from They Live, the classic line of "I'm here to kick ass and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of bubblegum." Couldn't tell you how many times I've seen that repeated here in the past week, but I think that Piper leaves a lasting legacy, one of positivity for the most part. It's unfortunate that he passed when he did, because he was the ripe young age of 61 years old. I myself just turned 35 here not too long ago. 61 would have seemed pretty old at one point in my life, but when you get halfway to that point yourself, 61 is not that old. Trust me. But anyway, we hope that Rowdy's family and friends and close acquaintances and whatnot are all doing well. We wish them peace and rest in this time of difficulty. And we certainly hope that that's the last time we have to report on any of the legends of the ring passing for a good long while, because after him and also Dusty passing, had enough sadness for a while. So that's it for the news stories of the week. Let's go into our segment now where we talk about the events that are going to be coming up for the weekend at large. We're going to go and roll those posters now, then we'll be back to wrap up the program and send you guys down the road. Alright folks, there's our wrap-up of events that are happening in this part of the world. I want to take a moment to point out two of those events, especially this weekend. You've got Ultra Wrestle in Greenville on the 14th, and also Golden Corner Wrestling on the 15th in Seneca, South Carolina. The Ultra Wrestle show, some people attempted to usurp that particular program by spreading some lies that show had been canceled. It is not canceled. It's very much happening. And also the Golden Corner Wrestling show on the 15th. That is their debut for that particular promotion. So proud to have them around in the area. And they've got a big lineup attached to that one, as Jackson James, Caprice Coleman, and Cedric Alexander are all scheduled to be on the card. That said, if you're a wrestler or promoter or in some way involved with a wrestling promotion in this part of the world and you didn't see your show on the lineup this week and it's happening, well, guess what? The reason is we didn't know about it. So if you have a show coming up and you want us to promote your show here on the program or on the Facebook page, drop us a line. We'd be glad to do that for you. It's part of what we're about here on Wrestling with Redbeard. You can contact us here through YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, any of the social media platforms we're on and out there. That said, appreciate you guys tuning in. If you enjoy the program and like the new format, please let us know by clicking that like button or leaving a comment. Also, if you like what you see here on the channel, hit the subscribe button as well. We're always adding new content in the form of matches, main shows, or of course the midweek update here as well. Appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll see you around.